the Kineon Move Pro or a red light therapy panel. Which one's better for joint health, recovery, and all-around wellness? Let's find out. So I've reviewed and recommended a lot of red light therapy panels over the years. I love them. I have stacks of them in my home. They've changed my life, changed my family's life. I know so many people that swear by them. Enter the Kineon Move Pro. Now, this company is relatively new. They launched this product earlier this year, and it's had quite a lot of fanfare online. It's been picked up by some top-level athletes. They've recently launched a crowdfunding equity program, and in my own testing, I've been quite surprised with the numbers that this device is putting out. So of course, with exposure, with popularity, with the big influencers backing it, I get the question, how does this compare to a panel? And it's a good question, and I've thought long and hard about this. Both products serve a purpose. As we all know, the panels are great for full body systemic benefits. It's easy to use, you get a large treatment area. There's lots of options out there when it comes to wavelengths, prices, sizes, all sorts of things. The Kineon Move, on the other hand, is quite simple in that regards. There's only one option. Size, price, wavelengths, radiance, it's all the same. The Move Pro. Now, of course, it's not going to provide the full body benefits that a large panel will do, but when it comes to targeted treatments, especially on the joints, the Kineon Move Pro is quite effective. In fact, it's very effective. I've been using it myself over the last few weeks, and I've been quite surprised how immediate the results are. Now, fortunately, I don't have any massive joint injuries, but 2 weeks ago, I was doing a big squat session, trialing some new weightlifting shoes, and I tweaked my knee. I felt it in the lift. I tried a second rep. The pain was quite sharp. I thought, oh gosh, this is not good. So I racked the bar, called it a day, and I went and strapped on the Kineon Move Plus. Now, the beautiful thing about this is convenience. You simply strap it to your body, turn it on, and away you go. I literally did a cool down as this thing was running. The next morning, as I was making breakfast, I strapped it on and I get my red light therapy hit right on the joint as I'm walking around living my day. So convenience and portability is probably one of the biggest draw cards for myself when it comes to red light therapy over a red light therapy panel. But that's not the only benefit. A big difference with this device over the panels is this is using lasers as well as LEDs. The lasers in here are putting out a very precise 805 nanometer near-infrared light. Now this is critical because this particular wavelength is well documented in the research to have amazing benefits when it comes to recovery and even performance. In fact, there's more research on this wavelength than the 850 nanometer near-infrared light we typically see in panel. But the beauty of the laser means that all of the energy is going to that wavelength. You're not getting a wide spread that we typically see with LEDs. The energy is concentrated at the wavelength that is well researched to be shown as effective. And when it comes to joint health, the near-infrared light is what you want to penetrate deeper into the body. So that light coming in at a good power level through a laser is quite beneficial, especially when compared to a panel. Now, speaking of penetration, that is another benefit of the Move Pro. As the device is applied directly on the skin, you're actually going to get better penetration of the light into the tissue. You see, when you're using a panel, that light is coming directly at you and you're typically standing anything from say 4 to 12 inches from the panel. What happens is a lot of this light actually reflects off the body. You get better penetration when the light is on the surface of the skin. Now, of course, you could stand right up hard against a red light therapy panel, and that's typically what's happening when you're using a full body pod product such as the Novathor bed, but the panels aren't really designed to be used this way, especially when you have quite a broad spread of different wavelengths and different LEDs. Sure, the panel may actually have 810 nanometer light in it, but it may only be once every 5th LED. So you may get some of it here, but not over here. Finally, another benefit with the Move Pro is dosing. If you're strapping this on your knee and starting it up, you're going to get a consistent amount of light. A lot of the variables are controlled. There's no issue from distance from the panel. There's no issue with what you're wearing. There's no issue with beam angles and light spread or anything like that. This makes tracking your treatments and the outcomes a lot easier. But this product still isn't for everyone. The panels serve a place. In fact, I personally still use my panels on a day-to-day basis. I just use this when I have a particular joint problem or I want to spot treat, which I'm going to talk about more soon. Of course, a panel does serve a purpose given its large size. If you want to hit a large part of your body or get the full body systemic benefits, then the panel is going to be much more effective for such treatments. And of course, if you only have a panel, you can still treat those acute joint problems. It just means you may have to stand right up against a panel for 5, 10, 20 minutes, however long it's going to take. You can't move around like you can with the Kineon product. The other issue is finding a panel that has the best wavelengths for your particular problem. You need to make sure you're getting enough energy in those wavelengths that are beneficial for joint health. Lastly, I need to talk about price. The Kineon Move Pro retails for $500. If you use discount code Fergus, that will save 10%, which is pretty good. Panels of this size start selling around $300 and upwards. If you want to go all out and get a full body panel like I have, expect to spend anything from $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000. Remember though, they do serve different purposes and the panel is treating a much larger surface area. Really though, I think it boils down to this. What is the problem? What are you trying to treat? What is your budget? And what do you do? Now, if you're someone say in your 20s or 30s and you're just keen to optimize health and wellness, a panel's probably going to be better. If you do have any of those aches or pains or sprains, you can of course hit them with the panel. I've been doing that for years. Now, on the other hand, if you're an aspiring athlete, have some serious performance goals, and maybe can't quite afford a large panel, then the Kineon Move Pro could be a better product because you can use this to hit those targeted areas, your knee, your shoulders, the wrist, wherever it may be. Plus, you can still use the pods from this product to spot treat any other areas that may come up. Let's say you burn your hand while you're cooking one night. You can still use the light on that hand to treat a particular area. In fact, when I travel, I pack the Kineon Move Pro as my general red light therapy device because it is so small and I can treat any areas or even irradiate the blood and get full body systemic benefits that way. Now, if you're an older person and you do have some severe knee or joint pains, then the Kineon Move may actually be a better choice for you. Though you're going to tap into a lot of benefits while using a panel, this is a fixed price and it's going to mean you can still move around or use it while sitting in your reading chair or even driving to the shops. The portability and freedom to move aspect is quite beneficial. You could use this while you're sitting on a bus and no one would even know that you're doing a red light therapy session. Try that with the panel even if you could power it and you're going to get some rather interesting looks. Anyway, I guess the conclusion here is every product has its purpose. Think of these products as tools in a workshop. Every painter has different size paintbrushes. Every builder has different power tools. And maybe every body should have different red light therapy products. Now be sure to click here to check out my full review on the Kineon Move Pro.